So many of you reached out to me about my thoughts on the newly announced G87 M2. So today I'm going to share with you my thoughts, whether or not I'm going to buy it. And I'm going to do this while leaning or maybe sitting inside this beautiful E46 M3, because this E46 M3, in my opinion, is a great comparison to the new M2. But before we do that, I wanted to say that I was really humbled by so many people reaching out to me. So to give back to you, the viewers, I'm going to select one of you to receive a $100 Amazon gift card if you guess correctly the odometer reading on this car. Well, whoever gets the closest to the odometer reading in this car. As a reminder, this is a 2006 E46 BMW M3. You can get a sneak peek of the odometer reading if you watch my review video. I'm gonna link it right above. But whoever gets the closest gets that $100 Amazon gift card. All you have to do is put the mileage guess in the comments of this video, and I'll select the winner by the end of the week. If you're watching this video, chances are you've already watched all the review videos that were released last night when the M2 was officially unveiled. And I've got to say, I was blown away by some of the statistics announced about this 2023 BMW M2. 3-liter, twin turbocharged, straight six-speed manual transmission, or an optional 8-speed torque converted automatic, 453 horsepower and 406 pound-feet of torque. A rear-wheel drive, 0 to 60 in 3.9 seconds with automatic, 4.1 with manual. Lots of standard safety features. At the end of the day, everything is wrapped in 4 years or 50,000 mile warranty. Without jumping the gun, I really want to tell you that I love the new M2, but there's one thing that would prevent me from buying it. I'm going to tell you about it a little later in the video. The first thing that I really fell in love with when I noticed the new M2 were the fenders, both of the fenders and the wheel arches in the back. And they really reminded me of the E46 M3, which was the first M car with big wheel arches. And I've got to say, the new M2 looks absolutely amazing. The body panels are completely different compared to the regular M240i. They kept the hood, they kept the trunk, they kept the doors, but the fenders and the side skirts are all very much new. And when you think about it, the cool thing about having a wide body is the fact that I get to develop my new TLG mud flaps for the upcoming M2, so stay tuned for that. And for the first time ever, you can option the M2 with a carbon fiber roof. Although, if you know me, I would never do it, because even though I love the look of a carbon fiber roof, I prefer a sunroof a little more. I can't tell you how happy I am to see that the new M2 has body-colored mirror caps. I'm so happy that the carbon fiber trend is hopefully dying down, even though the M2 will have an M performance option of being able to retrofit a carbon fiber mirror caps. The fact that it comes from the factory with color-matched mirror caps is absolutely amazing. And when it comes to the front end, I've got to say, I'm also in love. I love the fact that they have new headlights, and I love the fact that they have all these square openings. I was never a big fan of former generations M2's front end because I thought it was a bit overstyled. I like simple things. You need an opening to cool a radiator, so why not make it as square as possible? We'll make the middle opening as square as possible, make the grille as square as possible, don't make it super long, and I think they've absolutely nailed it with the front end of the M2. When you look at the older M2, like this E46 M3, everything was kind of squarish too. I mean, this is squarish, this is squarish, this is squarish. No one complained about it. Even the grille, when you think about it, yes, you've got rounded edges here, but it was a bit squarish. So in a year or so, everyone's gonna love the new M2, and I have a feeling it's gonna be known as the best M car ever. And while the back of this E46 looks completely different compared to the front, the back of the new M2 ties in to the front. You've got these square cutouts on each side of the bumper, which correspond with each cutout in the front bumper. The tail lights are not my favorite part, but I think they actually work fairly well. I mean, they're different than the older generation taillights. If it was me, I would make them maybe more 3D, but again, I'm splitting hairs over here. I love the fact that they have a proper diffuser. I hate the fact that they still have this massive muffler that's hanging low, although some people have said that the muffler itself is actually used for aerodynamics. But if it was me, if I were buying this car, getting an aftermarket exhaust would be my #1 priority. And while you can make the car look a little beefier, there's no denying that the M2 is gaining a lot of weight. But no matter how beefy you can make the car look, the fact of the matter is that it's still a heavy car. The new M2 weighs as much as the new M3 or the M4, but don't be disappointed because I drove the new M3 and you do not feel the weight in the car. You can feel the weight of the front grille and how massive it is in the M3 or the M4, but you absolutely do not feel the weight. So the power and the engineering absolutely compensate for the added weight. The new M2 borrows its brakes from the current generation M3 or the M4, and the rotors are absolutely amazing. The front caliper looks fantastic, but when you go to the back, you have that floating caliper. Yes, I know it works well. It's perfect for 99.999% of driving and all the track driving that you can do. But from a looks perspective, it looks terrible. This will be the reason I will be upgrading to a big brake kit from Keys Motorsports. I'm so happy that the new M2 can finally be fitted with BMW's carbon fiber bucket seats, the same ones that are found on the M3 and the M4. Whereas in the previous generation, especially with the OG M2, you had these basic seats. And some people, I'm looking at you, thick whips, had to retrofit M3, M4 seats in their M2. So you no longer have to do that. When you build this car, just check the box for carbon bucket seats. It's an absolute no-brainer. I would do it if I were building this car because with these seats, not only do you get the ultimate performance, they're very, very comfortable too, a bit harder to get in and out of, but they're foldable so you can carry kids in the back. So when you think about it, the new M2 is really giving us a lot we've been asking for. It's giving us the wide body, the stance, it's giving us the power, it's giving us the racing seats, it's giving us the manual transmission, it's giving us a proper experience, but then it surrounds us with these digital screens. You've got a 12-inch digital screen in front of you. You got this 15-inch iDrive 8 screen on the side of you. It's curved, but it just doesn't look right. First of all, it doesn't fit well with the performance aspect of this vehicle. If I'm buying a vehicle like that, I'm looking for a proper motorsport and an analog experience. So I don't want to be surrounded by digital screens. Second of all, it looks like an afterthought. The whole dash has been designed a couple of years ago, and to it, they retrofitted this screen, which is supported by this leg on the side. They could have integrated it so much better as opposed to just slapping this screen with sharp edges on the side. I just don't get it. And before you say that all cars nowadays are moving to digital screens, it's all like that, no. Think about the 992 Porsche 911. Any new 911 you get, you have digital screens on the side, but down in the middle, you have an analog gauge. So you can still have that analog experience combined with the digital one. So that, and you could tell that I'm very upset about it, that is one thing, that's gonna prevent me from buying this car. When I saw this vehicle, I said, wow, this is such a cool car. And for half of the price of my 911, I could get pretty much the same performance, if not better performance, better seats, better kids carrying capabilities, and amazing looks. But then I looked inside and I'm surrounded by technology. So that, in my mind, is a no-go for me. While I absolutely love the exterior, I love the interior seats, I love the fact that it's got a manual transmission, having these massive screens in front of me, just wouldn't work well. Imagine buying a car for the ultimate driving experience and getting that feel, yet everything you see, because you always look this way, imagine all you see are these digital screens. Yes, you can turn off the middle screen, but in front of you, you still have that digital one, and it's got the sharp corners. It just doesn't sit well with me. So that's why, even though I love it, I would not consider it, and that's why the current generation M2 or the M4 or the previous generation M4 sit better with me, much better actually, to the point where I kind of want the older generation M4. But anyways, this is what I think about it. Sorry about the little rant at the end, but I had very high expectations, and most of them have been met, except that one big failure that I just simply cannot get over. But if you can get over them, let me know. And let me know in general what you think about my observations. And also comment if you want to participate in that little competition I have going for you. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Whew, I should probably take a shower now. Again, really, really curious to hear what you have to say. Comment down below. I'll answer every single comment. And thank you again for watching, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye-bye.